Hey guys, it's Chris Pate with Cheat the Game coming back at you today. We're going to be retaking a look at a past lesson in which we learned how to do a teleport hack. But this time around, we're going to do it a much easier way, and we're going to be using Lua. And I do have a template to give you, and all you got to do is just go fill in the details, and most of the work's already done for you. So much easier than the way we have. But I do recommend that you do learn to do it in ASM. That way you understand what's going on before you go into Lua. But this is so much easier, and this will help you out. I want to give a shout out to my pal ByteNinja. This is his lesson. I'm using his template based off a cheat table that he made. He gave me permission to do this. He also gave me permission to share with all you guys. So this is based off one of his cheat tables and via his permission. So please do me a favor and come over here to his YouTube page. I'll have the link for you in the description, and come over here and subscribe. I'm trying to get him to put his videos back up and trying to get him to make more videos. I really missed him, and he can really teach you a lot. He does a lot with Lua. He really understands how to reverse engineer games and stuff way better than I do, and I really want him to come out with more vids. So how about come over here and help me out and hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon. Let's see if we can encourage him to get his vids back up and start making some more for us, because I really miss it. And you can also check out a lot of his tutorials here on my channel that he has donated to CTG. He is also one of my mins as well, but I need your help in getting his vids back on here. So come over here and hit the subscribe. Let him know we really appreciate all his hard work. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and bring up the game that I'm going to use, and we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, thank you guys. I think we're caught up to where we need to be. There's a couple of things I need to prepare you for before we get started. And to catch up with where I'm at right now, I need you to come over to the Cheat the Game YouTube page. Let me just show you right quick. And I'm doing this right quick because of questions I get almost on a daily basis. Do I have a vid for this? Do I have a vid for that? Well, I'm going to show you how to check yourselves, instead of waiting on me to answer, which is hard for me to do because I work all the time. But what you need to do is come over here to your subscriptions. And also, if you don't have me on subscription, shame on you. But come over here and click on Cheat the Game. You're going to come over to our YouTube page. Click on Videos. And whatever subject you need to know, if I have a vid on it or not. For example, this is teleport. We're going to click on this little magnifying glass, and if I have a tag for it or anything like that, then hopefully it'll be here, and all you got to do is just spell it out and then hit enter. And anything on the subject on the CTG videos page, it'll bring up. I've got tons of videos on teleport. Okay? But the one that we're taking off from, let's see, this one right here. This is the one we are continuing on with. Actually, teleport to marker locations is what we're actually continuing from. But to understand what's going on all together is I need you to come to this one right here. And I have the link for you in the description. If you have not seen how to make a regular teleport hack, you need to come watch it, or you're probably going to be lost. Because I'm just assuming you already know how to do a teleport, that you already know how to find your coordinates. There ain't no sense in me going through all that again. I've got tons of videos on doing just that. But come over here and look for it. And if there's any other subject you wish to know, make sure you put it in there as well. Also, quickly, I want to throw a shout out to my good pal Steven Chapman. It's because of his hard work in Lua that me, as well as ByteNinja, was able to learn this stuff. And ByteNinja really followed along with his tuts on different things such as using Lua. He goes into so many different things, and he has been my mentor since I got started, and he's one of the best game hacker teachers in the world. So please come over here and subscribe to him. Also, in the very near future, I'm coming out with a free chem tut, and it's based off his lessons as well. He's given me permission to do this, as well as ByteNinja, because I'll be using a template that both of them had to show me how to use, and they gave me permission to show you also. And but it's based off his lessons on free chem. So come over here and look up free chem, and you will get a head start on everybody else when I come out with mine. So But that'll be coming up in the very near future. But come over to Cheat the Game and see that teleport hack from anywhere, and you'll be caught up to where I am right now. At least watch up to how to find your coordinates if you do not know how to do that. Sorry about that, guys. My computer keeps freezing. I keep having to reboot it. So if anybody wants to help donate to Chris Needs a New Computer Fund, click on the description and go to the PayPal. I'd really appreciate it. I'm sorry. But right where we should be right now is you should already have your X, Y, and Z coordinate. Now in this game it does a little different because your X coordinate is the highest address value and your Z is the lowest. Usually in games it goes from lowest to highest, X, Y, and Z. But this one it does not. So that's the reason it's a little different right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to do it based off the... It don't really matter which one we use because they all go through one opcode anyway. I'm just going to do it based off the Y coordinate because that's probably the one you found it off of anyway. But what you do when you find your Y coordinate is you come over here to browse memory region. Go ahead and put it on its display type, which will be float for this game. And you'll see the other coordinates with it as well. And you can see that they're 4 bytes apart from each other, and that'll help you get all your offsets. So what we do is we come over here and find out what accesses the address, and what we want is we want an opcode somewhere in memory that is constantly being accessed and only our coordinates are going through it. And that's what we're looking for. That's what you want for any teleport hack. That's the best ones to use. So let's do that, and we just go try some out. So what we're going to come do is I look for high count volumes, and I'm going to click on it. And that'll bring us to MemView, and we test it and see if we're the only ones going through that particular opcode. So find out what addresses this instruction accesses, also known as a breakpoint on access. And let's put that on float. And let's just kind of walk around in the game, make sure that nobody else is going through that. Don't look like a horse is. So as long as it's just us going through it, then we're good. Yeah, we're the only ones going through that one. I just wanted to check the horse right quick. So that's good. So we know we found a decent opcode right now where we don't have to compare out. Now, things that go through it later, then you're going to have to compare out or find a new place in memory. But for right now, we need to do an injection copy, and that's what we're going to be doing. So that's why we need to make sure that opcode was good enough so we can do our injection copy. If you don't know what an injection copy is, it is a way that Cheat Engine can look up our addresses for us. And we just need to get a symbol. I'm not going to go all over injection copies again. I'll put up in the upper right hand corner a vid that'll teach you all about injection copies, and also you can go to that vid page and do that search, injection copies, and it'll bring up every vid I have on the subject. Alright, so let's come back here and we're going to go ahead and do our injection copy for our coordinates, and we're going to do that in assembly. So we just need to get us a decent symbol. And we're just going to put that as coords. Just give me a second here. And I'm going to allocate new space to store our coordinate set. And then we just need to call it something. I'm just going to call it pcord for player coordinates. I'm going to allocate 8 bytes, 64-bit game. And we need to register a symbol. Now in the new Cheat Engine 7.1, you don't have to separate labels anymore. You don't have to separate register symbols anymore. If you have a register symbol already in there, you can just add to it. So that's what I'm doing now. I need to register a symbol, pcord. I'm just going to copy that right quick, and we're going to put it in here. Just skip a space, put that in there, and it will, the same command will apply to both. So I want to thank Stephen Chapman for teaching me that little bit of information, because I did not know that. And we're going to define a keyword. we'll just have it store 0 there for the time being. And we know that our player coordinates base address is going through RBX, so that we will have it up here in new mem, or you can just do it above in code, it don't matter. Move into, with the brackets, pcoord RBX. That's all we really need for that. We just need to remember that pcoord. So we're going to assign that to the current cheat table. We're going to make sure it's working, and we're just going to put pcoord base lookup. That way we know what that particular script is doing. Turn that on, and remember our offset was plus 30, so we're going to put pcoord plus 30, and we'll need to get back in the game so it can look it up. So we'll see which one that is, the Z or X. I don't remember. If you take a look, it found our Z coordinate. So our Z coordinate is the lowest coordinate. Z coord. Alright. I thought I put that Z coord. There we go. But we really don't need to put that again. It'll find all of them. It's just 4 bytes apart, and if you don't know how to do that, it's just 4 plus the previous one. Because we will have to do this again in just a minute. The next one will be 34, which is the Y coordinate. And the next one will be offset 38, which will be our X coordinate in this particular game. Make sure to put that on float. And we want Cheat Engine to be able to find these addresses every single time just by turning that on. We definitely need that for our Lua script, because we need that symbol. It's very important. So make sure you can get to this step. You want to close your game down, bring it back up, come back to the game, and make sure it correctly finds your coordinates, and then we can continue on. Okay, so if we're all caught up, we've learned to do an injection copy, and it's finding our addresses every time. What I'm doing is I'm having to save every little bit because my computer keeps freezing. That way I don't lose what I've already done, so I can get this bit out to you guys. So the next thing we do is, now that we got our symbol, because we're going to need that symbol in our Lua script. Now what I'm going to do is provide you the Lua script itself. I'll have a place you can download it, and I'll also have it down in the description. You can just copy and paste it. What I recommend that you do is get you Notepad++, or just save it to a notepad and have you a folder that's got all your Lua templates in it, and that way you can have it. You can also do it on your cheat engine, but I prefer using notepads. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to click on Auto Assemble in the tools, and we're just going to create our own, but this is where you would copy and paste it, or excuse me, paste the template I gave you. And it's going to be this exact one. So we're going to tell Cheat Engine we want it to do everything under here in Lua. Everything's going to be in Lua format. First thing we need to do, if syntax check, then return, return end. And that means when it checks all the syntax and everything like that, it doesn't automatically run the program. We only want it to run when we click enable. So let's go ahead and start. We're going to put enable. And the first thing we need to do is we need to give it a variable name of what this function is going to be doing. Basically, it's going to be doing this. We're going to have Cheat Engine watching 2 different buttons on our keyboard. And when we match one particular button, it's going to save our coordinates. And when we match another button that it's going to be monitoring, we want it to teleport us to those saved coordinates, basically load to those coordinates. That's, in essence, gives us a teleport. It's just like what we just did in ASM, okay? But we're doing it the same thing in Lua. So we have to save a location, and then we load up that saved location. And in essence, it teleports us to that location. So we're just going to assign it a variable, and we're going to call it checkKeys. Okay, and you can call it whatever you want to. I'm calling it checkKeys, and but you call it whatever you want to if you're making this on your own, if you're not using the template. Okay, so the first function we want to happen is we want it to save. So I'm just putting a little comment out here saying, okay, this is going to be my save function. And here's a couple of things we need to learn. This is a new command, LUA command, isKeyPressed. So we want something to happen when key is pressed. So we need to give it an if-then statement. It's the same thing as using a compare. If it meets condition, this condition, I need you to jump. If it doesn't meet this condition, just keep going straight. Well, same difference here. This is like a compare. It's comparing if something's happened yet or not. If something's happened, then I need you to do something. If not, then don't do anything. So if is key pressed, and the grammar has to be correct, or the capitalization has to be correct. It is case sensitive. It's key pressed. And in here, we just want to put, now, I'm also going to put the link to this website in the description as well. Put that with your template also. And it'll be to the virtual key codes at MS or Microsoft Docs. All right, Microsoft.com. So just give it a minute. My computer's running a little slow because of everything that's running right now. But I'll put this in the description. Just copy the URL and just save it also. And here's all the buttons. And basically what you want to do is use something that the game is not using. So what I'm going to use is I'm going to use the page up and page down key. My game ain't using it, and I'm not using it any other way. So we need to use VK, which means virtual keyboard, prior, which is page up, virtual keyboard, which is VK next. So I'm going to use those two. Okay, so we'll just put that in there. If page up or prior, that's what Microsoft calls the page up button, prior, then I need you to, and here's where we start giving it instructions. I'm going to assign a variable for coordinate z equals, and what do I need it to do? I need it to read a float value. And what was that float value? That was what we just looked at in memory view. And if you don't remember, you can bring your script up. Remember that RBX plus 30 right here. We need you to look player base plus 30. That was our Z coordinate. But see, that's why we needed a symbol, because we're not using the register, we're using the symbol instead for RBX. So that's why we needed to make a symbol. So readFloat, and we need to put, parentheses, and we're going to put 2 quotation marks, and we're going to put pcord plus 30. And also remember, we need to put the brackets in there because it's representing what RBX is holding. So we want the value and not the address of pcord. We need the value of pcord. So make sure you put the brackets to symbolize the value, which will be the base address of RBX, okay? Plus the offset 30. So that's the format we want it. And all we really need to do is just copy that down 2 more times. And just change things accordingly. The Y coordinate was at 34. And the X coordinate was at 38. Okay, and if you want to, you can even put, notes out here that was the Z coord or whatever. You know, that's up to you. I'm not particularly doing that. Then down here we'll just put end. We're done with that function. So the next one we need is the button to press when we load it. So I'm gonna put load right here. So same thing. If is key pressed, make sure the grammar's correct, the capitalization's correct, everything's good. And you remember what that button was? It was VK next. And if you don't remember, go back to it. The page down key is VK next. So we'll just copy and paste that. And I want to thank Stephen Chapman for giving me this website, letting me know where it was. And same thing, then. And then we're back doing this again. Instead of readFloat, we're going to writeFloat. Sorry, I need to put if. Make sure this stuff is correct. Okay, so we're going to put write, and then I'm just going to paste the rest of that. Then right here we're going to put comma, and we're going to put that variable name, coordz. Now all we have to do is just copy that 2 more times and change everything accordingly. X, and that's 34. Oops. And that'll be 38. And we're going to put end. Alright, let me save what I got so far. I'll be right back. Okay, thanks guys for holding. Now that we got to end this function and this function, we need to end this local function. So we just come down here and end that. That closes off the entire function. For each thing you need an end. Okay, so we're good on that one. And now what we need to do is we need to create the timer. Now what the timer is going to do, we're going to set the timer that it starts counting, and we're going to put something on that timer. Is both of these right here, this checkKeys function. So it's going to keep checking over and over as it's counting. It's going to keep checking these keys. So, and I've already got it wrote down, so it's hard for me to remember all this. Like I say, that's what these LUA templates are for. So we just create a variable T, and it's short for timer, and it's a createTimer. Timer set interval, and what interval is how fast do we want it to go. So we want T to go 10 milliseconds, which is very fast. We got to put something. We need the timer to be put something on this timer. What's the timer being used for? So we put T. The timer is used for the function of checkKeys right here, and this is what checkKeys is doing. And when we click it on, we want it to start counting. So right here we need to be able to turn it off. So on our disable, real simple, make sure you put things correctly. Just copy and paste that one down here, which set enable, and we're going to change that in the parentheses to false, and that will turn it back off where it's not constantly saving and loading or anything like that. Let's save that to the current sheet table. And we're just going to label that LUA Teleport script. And we need to tell our person that, you know, page up, save, equals save, page down, equals telly. And that is it. Let's turn it on. Let's go back to our game. Alright. And what I'm going to do is let's just come over here. I'm going to go on this rock right here. Okay. And I'm going to hit page up. I hit page up. Now let's just go away from it. And I'm going to hit page down and see if it puts us back on that rock. Boom, take a look. And we got a teleport script. Now, I know sometimes we like having a little sound, and what I'm going to do is I'll show you what else you can do. And I thought it was just cool, so I'm going to do it this way. So underneath that then, you can come in here and put speak. Oops, my bad. Speak in parentheses, and then you want to put the apostrophes just like that, and then the text you want it to speak. So this will be save, speak save, and then on the load I'm going to put speak teleport. Make sure it's apostrophe, not quotation marks. Click OK. Now watch. So if I want to save in a new location, let's come over here. I'll come over to this rock. Then I hit page up. Listen.
Save.
Hear that? I'm over here next to my horse, and I forgot something, or I need to go back real quick.
Teleport.
And boom, we're back. But I thought this would be a fun thing to do. Do it in Lua, because I like to branch out into languages. I'm not really that good at Lua, so you know I'm still learning. I'm basically still barely hitting into intermediate in Lua, so I'm still kind of a noob intermediate. But you know, I tell you, as soon as I learn something, I will teach you guys, because that's what I do. That's what I enjoy doing. So, but I want to thank Bite Ninja so much for his script that he shared with me in that regard. So please go over there and help me encourage him to come back on YouTube. We can really learn a lot from him. He is really, really good. He knows his stuff. And also go over to Stephen Chapman's channel and subscribe to him. And coming in the near future, we are going to have a free chem tut. That's going to be a very intricate tut. So please understand, and it's for intermediate to advanced. But and I'm going to do my best to go slow. We might have to do it in 2 different ones, or 2 different vids. I don't know. But I'll be working on it, trying to get things working right and everything, and I'll hopefully later have it out. But I may come out with other vids while I'm working on it. But I'm going to come out with it soon, I promise. But I do hope this helped you out. I thought it was fun, and like I say, I want to try to branch out into new things as well and everything. But I'm going to go ahead and thank my partners right quick. Without these guys, Cheat the Game would have had to fold up a long time ago with being out of work during lockdown and everything. I've really depended on you guys, and I really appreciate it. I am going to have to get me a new computer eventually, so if you'd like to help, I love you forever. But seriously, come on over and join us at our Facebook page. We also have a Discord channel as well as a website. But mostly you get a lot of people at our Discord channel and Facebook. So if you have questions, please feel free to come ask them there. That's what they're there for. We don't go into online games too much, but you know, just come over there if you need some help, or just come hang out with us. We have fun over there sometimes, so we'd love to have you. But I'm going to go ahead and cut on out of here. You guys take it easy, so I will catch you on the next vid. You guys take care. Keep on hacking. Most importantly, please enjoy yourself. That's really what it's all about. You cheat the game, fellas, because believe me, it doesn't mind cheating you. You all take care.